Hello everybody, JK here, and today I have my hands on some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay. This gameplay comes from Gamescom, and I managed to get my hands on it, so I'm gonna sort of do my thoughts while watching the gameplay. And it's not me playing for you, even ask. But this gun and sight is something that I also want to talk about, but I'll leave that for later. So everyone is looking forward to Call of Duty Black Ops, unless you hate Call of Duty, which is fair. But I'm just hoping for that game that matches probably Call of Duty 4, because that's my favourite Call of Duty, just because it was simple and there was so much variety. And then we got World at War, which basically was the same as Call of Duty 4, but with weapons that were overpowered and maps that were about the same, really, but the guns were overpowered, which was kind of a letdown, and the tanks also let it down in some of the game modes, and that's why Search and Destroy became my favourite game mode on World at War. Then MW2 I thought was shit personally, but people say that was the best Call of Duty after Call of Duty 4, which that's fair if it's your opinion, but in my opinion I thought MW2 was shit because I don't know what it were. It was just too plain for me, to be honest with you. If I don't, you're probably saying, what do you mean by plain? I don't know. I just found it boring, to be honest with you. It was just a simple routine of Harriets, AC, and then you got your nuke, and that was basically the whole game in a nutshell for me right there. And then Black Ops 2 was my favourite game after COD 4 because it was just, you couldn't shoot your kill streaks down. There were no stupid death streaks, and it just there was a good variety of guns as well. The maps were quality. That game was for me. Call of Duty 4 and Black Ops were very close to my favourite Call of Duty game, and I'm hoping that Black Ops 2 will pull it out as well, because when I first heard Future, I was like, what? Future Black Ops Triarch? No, this isn't going to go well. And looking at the gameplay, it does actually seem like it does actually seem a pretty decent game. There is a couple of faults that I have already spotted though. The first one is with this gun. Basically, this gun is fucking lethal. I don't know what it is. It's the A something or other, and it's basically the M1 of the other games. It has the free burst fire, and it's the Type 95 of MW3 basically, and if you hit all the free shots on your opponent with the free burst, they are dead. And this sight is fucking unreal. It is absolutely unreal. There's like, can you see a little red square popping up even through an object that blocks most of the red square? It's still going to show up. I'm not 100% sure what the sight is on this. I don't know if it's just a normal scope or what have you, but I have noticed this, and this actually seems like a very, very powerful weapon, and I think this might be, I might give this one a go because it does seem powerful. I think the only way you can sort of counteract the actual red diamond shape sight is by having Cold Blooded on, which you buy with like your class points to get, and Cold Blooded and Blind Eye both, like, I can't remember the actual renames of the perks. They always tend to rename the perks, Activision, and they all have the different names for each perk, and that has return in the game, which is, it's going to be a fucking pain, but hopefully COD points will make them, choose different perks, if you know what I mean, but I don't think it will. That's the only problem. The one positive I have spotted out of this as well is that sorry, you've got to buy your secondary weapons with your COD points, and in them COD points are your stingers and your launchers to take them down. And you can still shoot the kill streaks down in this game, which wasn't in the first Black Ops. And I think that's annoying, because I hate the fact that you can shoot kill streaks down that you've earned. But fingers crossed that using COD points puts people off buying secondary weapons, and you were seeing them like less look like to get shot down, because normally in the, like, let's just take MW3 for example, you know, secondary wasn't an option. You know, you had to have a secondary, so people were like, oh well, you know, I might as well put a stinger on, and then, you know, if I'm running out of ammo, I can just trade my stinger for like a weapon I can pick up, and that's it. And that's why they were, you know, probably used quite a lot, and that's why it got very, very annoying. And I think definitely that the death streaks are out of this game, which, you know, Black Ops actually has more, well, Triarch has more sense over Infinity Ward. And I used to think that the Triarch wasn't very good, and Infinity Ward was the better one. And it's totally switched around now. I actually think Triarch is better than Infinity Ward, just because of the last two. Well, the first Black Ops, I thought World at War was a bit of a letdown, and MW2 I was a bit like, and then Black Ops came out, and that brought Triarch back over like Infinity Ward, and fingers crossed this will stay the same. There's a other couple of things that I have noticed as well. The dogs have returned, and the Blackbird has returned, which are my probably two favourite kill streaks, and the like assault drone, which I don't know if that's got renamed on this one, but basically on the assault drone on this Black Ops is that normally you would have to get in to control it, but now I think if you leave it, that it like goes around by itself and moves around, which is good, because I used to hate the fact that you would have to lay down, go in the assault drone, you drove around, and then, you know, someone could probably kill you. And look here, look at this sight, it's fucking unreal. And you still get your extra points for your kills. You know, like long distance, you know, you get your extra points. There is like quite a few different things I have noticed from this game. Look at this. This gun is going to be lethal, I'm telling you. I've watched a few other guns. To talk about the guns, to be honest with you, the Scar H looks to be a bit, you know, it looks to be less powerful than what we have used in the previous games. You know, like MW3, you know, the Scar was probably one of my favourite weapons on that game, and it doesn't seem as powerful now. I'm only talking a couple of bullets less, you know, more to kill them. The MP7 seems to have like the same fire rate, and I don't know if that's sort of, I think there's a bit more recoils being added onto that gun. So we'll see about that. And there's another single fire rifle, I can't remember what that's called, but I've seen that, and that seems a pretty decent gun. And his, like, the Stinger, as you can see, still lock on and all that shit. But I have also watched a couple of the maps, and I don't actually like the layouts of the maps, which I am kind of disappointed about. But I think there could be like the World of War maps where they are very, like, there's quite a few packed in ones, and I don't know what it is, but Triarch seem to love the building maps. They love buildings in their maps, which you can go in. But when Infinity Ward do their maps and they put building ins, they have about 10 exits, so everyone comes in from everywhere. Whereas when Triarch do it, they tend to have, you've got your exit and your entrance into that building, and there's no other ways in. There might be a couple of sneaky like jumping routes and little gaps, but you've still just got your like main entrances. And I think that this is why I like Triarch doing the maps, because when Infinity Ward do a lot of the types that Triarch tend to do, they always fuck it up. Like if you look at a map like Havana, I didn't like that map a load, and there was multiple entrances and it came from everywhere. And then if you look at some on Black Ops, you've got your basic entrances, like Grid. You've got probably 3 entrances into one massive building, and if it is a building map, that's what I like to see in a building map. But it's just coming to a close then, and I might get another gameplay. But till then, please like, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.